For 40 days, a local pastor goes on a spiritual journey. He doesn't have to buy a plane ticket or leave the city. Instead, he makes a sacrifice.
Fox 14's Angelina Perez sat down with the pastor and has his story of 40 days of fasting.
Pastor Anthony Harris gains a closer relationship with God every year. For 40 days, he fasts and prays.
It's not our strength, but His strength. And that's the one thing I learned about fasting, is it's a humbling experience. And it really draws you closer to Christ in ways that you cannot imagine.
This is Harris's 8th time fasting. He tried it twice in the 90s and failed. The first time he made it 7 days, the second he made it 14. He says his mistake was doing it on his own.
That's always a mistake when we decide we're going to do something and we leave God out of it. And so I didn't do any preparing. I didn't really know what to do. I just said, I'm going to see if this can be done. And I lasted about 7 days, and immediately I said to myself, this is impossible.
After the 2 failed attempts, Harris stopped thinking about it, but says one day God spoke to him and told him to try again.
And God spoke to me as if we're speaking right now and said, I want 40 days.
That time, he made it, but it wasn't without some struggles.
The mental stress of Satan suggesting that God doesn't care, this is God's way of killing you, often entered my mind. Towards the end, the last 3 or 4 days, I thought I was losing my mental capacity to be able to think rational.
Harris has since successfully fasted multiple times. Now he even does it with his daughter, who is also in ministry.
You see the growth in each other. It's just encouraging to know that we're both progressing in our faith.
He keeps his fasting a secret from most people and says that can be difficult.
I am a pastor. I have to go out to functions, and oftentimes those functions include a meal. And oftentimes people are wondering, why isn't he eating, or what's wrong with him, you know?
Fasting for Harris is helpful when it comes to patience, being a leader for his congregation, and building a closer relationship with God.
How refreshing it is to understand that I serve a God who can bring me through and take me through any ordeal that I'm going through, as long as I learn how to depend on Him and not myself.
In Amarillo, Angelina Perez, Fox 14 News.
That's incredible.
It is. During the fast, Harris does drink a lot of water and has 1 protein shake a day.
All right. He says after a fast, it usually takes him a few days to adjust to eating again. He starts slow with things like Jell-O and oatmeal, and then in about 7 days, he can add meat to his diet. That's crazy. That's
Commitment.
Wonderful, for sure. For a digital exclusive on Harris's advice for others considering fasting and details on how it helps him medically, you can visit our website, myhighplains.com. Coming up.